Hello guys, welcome back in another one, and in this video, I'll be telling you how to create this sort of twill animation. I'll not be creating this effect from scratch. I'm really sorry guys, but I don't have enough time to make it from scratch. But I'll be explaining it. As you can see, we have this node graph over here. And by the way, you might be wondering why do I have this such kind of a workflow? Like I have my node graphs over here in a vertical manner. Well, that is because if I go to workspace and here in layout presets, in Fusion presets, I have chosen mid flow. This is a sort of different workflow which default you have in Davinci Resolve, because by default you don't have this kind of workflow, you have a horizontal workflow. But I don't know, I kind of like this one, so that's why I've chosen this, and you can do that too. Okay, by following the steps which I just told you. And yeah, I'm in my Fusion page. These are my nodes, and that is enabled because I have enabled my nodes over here. And also I'm seeing my inspector because of this inspector, and I have just this single viewer over here. Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's start from the beginning. I'll just come here and just restart this. This node is really annoying sometimes. So let's start with the first things first. So the first thing is our main footage, which is this. If I play it too, you can see it's very basic, and I'll not say boring because this dude is killing it with this T-scooter or whatever it is called. I don't know, I have never ride this one, but any which ways, we have this main footage. Okay, and now you can see that this main footage output is going into two nodes. So you can create this pipe router. If I just delete this one, by coming onto this pipe, and once you see the change in color, you can hit alt and hold it and then left click. This way you will have this pipe router over here. So these are organization nodes. In effects, you can even see here in flow you have these two sticky nodes and underlay, and also in the organizational structure we have this pipe router and much more. But you're not here for this pipe router, that's for sure, right? So this output is going into two nodes. First is this brightness contrast, and second is this magic mask. Well, what is happening, let me just explain to you the final effect. This main subject is cutted out, or you can say is masked out from this real clip or the live action footage. So how do we do that? One way is you can come over here on this main footage and hit shift or spacebar and type polygon, and then and you can frame by frame manually mask the dude out. Okay, and obviously this is a very rough mask right now I'm doing, otherwise you need to spend a hell lot of time in this and still it's not even proper. So now if I connect this to main footage, you can see, and this is just for one frame, you have to continue it, okay, frame by frame. So you can do this way. This is called rotoscoping, by the way. What you can do is you can use Fusion's new nodes, one of which is magic mask. So what does this magic mask do? Well, if I come over here, and by the way it's showing this image because you can do the same. If you right click over here and in show, you can choose show tile picture. Well, that will do the same for you. Okay, and by the way you will be getting this file as well, so just head up to the link provided in the description below and you will be getting the same. And now in this magic mask, as you can see, our dude is cut it out. Well, how's that? If I come to this 30-second frame, you can see over here I just draw a line like this. Of course it's not perfect, but it will do the work. With the help of that, I just clicked on this track forward then reverse. That is it. And little bit doing some things in matte, I just increase the blur, also played with aero dilate, gamma and threshold as well. And that is pretty much it. With the help of that also, if I play, and you can see that our dude is masked out. Obviously it's not perfect, but this will be enough to complete the effect. And you can even come here and choose alpha, and then you can see how perfect your effect is, or the mask is. Obviously it's not that perfect, I just told you, but it will do the work. So yeah, that is it. And I've even added these notes over here. Subjects is taken out from the footage and all that thing, so you can understand it better. And now this output from magic mask is going into trails and also somewhere over here, but these nodes are disabled just for now, so I'll not explain these to you right now. Let's focus on our trails first. So then, of course, why you're here? You're here for the trails effect, right? So for that, you can do two things. You can either add a duplicate node, okay, as we can see over here also, I've written trails and duplicates, or you can simply add a trails node. So what this trails is doing, let me just click on this restart, and by the way, you have to click on restart again and again. I don't know, it's something which I have to do with this trails node. And now if I'll play, so you can see I have some settings enabled over here, and those settings are, I have keyframed this trails node. See, you have these again, so you need to click on this restart again. I have these two keyframes. Our first keyframe is on 18th frame and the second one is on 19th frame. In here you can see that on 18th frame what I did was I basically decreased the gain to 1 and just increase the gain to 1 and just add a keyframe. But after that, on the 18th frame I decreased the gain to 0.578, and then after that, just a frame ahead, I increase it to 1. Well, what that do basically? So because of this gain, let me just come over here and play this back again. You can see it's blending out, so obviously its gain value is decreasing. But once it come over here on 19th frame, let me just play it back. Now it will be viewed fully. For example, now this will have a full effect. Okay, now this can be seen properly, and with the help of this you have this sort of trail effect. I know it's not that good right now, but again it does the work. What else do we want? And yeah, you can click on this restart again and again, and now you can see that this trails is also going into two nodes. Well, the first one is this color corrector, and you can see that some things are changing over here, and second one is this merge. And what this merge is doing, let me first show you the color corrector. Okay, so this way, first of all, we have these trails and our subject masked out. Okay, so till this part you know that how to create, first of all, how to mask out our subject, okay, with the help of magic mask, and then how to create trails with it. Pretty simple, pretty easy. We'll come over to these notes later on. Now let's come up over here to our main footage again, and here come to the second input of where this main footage output is going. Well, you can see over here also background color corrected. So this part is all about background, and if I come, and obviously you can know that this is background and this is foreground. That's why we have the subject popped out from our clip. Okay, now if I come over here in brightness contrast and see this, whoa, what just happened? So our main footage is like this, but with the help of brightness contrast I was able to decrease the saturation to 0, and that is pretty much it what I did over here. So let me just take this color corrector, drag it to the viewer and release, and now you can see what I was talking about. So this background is basically color graded, you can say, sort of. And how is that possible? With the help of these master wheels, I was able to take my master stroke and put it one here on between cyan and blue, and because of that it's looking something like this. Well, looking great, I think. And this is obviously personal choice. You can do as much styling as you want and go as much creative as you need to go, because as I have told my in previous video also in the introduction of my collage animation, that this is basically your own imagination. There are no rules in collage animation, so that's why you can do anything you want. I went up with the cyan, you can do with anything. Okay, well, this was pretty much it with the background, and I hope that you sort of understand what these two nodes are doing. Okay, and by the way, I have written over here also that background is color corrected. That is it. Now our next group of nodes is called background elements. Well, what is this doing? Let me make you understand this after I explain these nodes over here. So let's come over here to our 40th keyframe. So this is where this is just a simple basic video playing, but after 40th keyframe, this is where the main stuff is happening. Why I'm saying that? If I take this merge and drag it to the view, you can see we have some random tidbits here and there. And if I take this merge and put it over here, we can see our text written over here. And if I take this merge and drag this over here also, then you can see we have this rectangle red strip also over here. So wait, what is happening? First of all, let me just come over here to my media out and let me just show you what I am talking about. So basically, after this 40th keyframe is where the magic is happening of this trail animation basically. So if I play this, and after 40th keyframe, you can see what is happening. And that's why I added my gain of this trail animation to 1, if you remember. And all of these things are behind a subject, okay? But right now, if I just drag this one merge over here, you can see that nothing is like that. Well, that is because the next nodes are doing that for us, okay? So let me explain bit by bit. First of all, I have this ellipse, this one over here, and this one over here. So basically these 3 ellipses, and these 3 ellipses are masking out this gray background, all right? Then this gray background is displacing because of this fast noise, and displacing settings are set to X and Y, and X refraction and Y refraction is set to 0.1, 0.1, X offset and Y offset is set to -0.5, -0.5. That is pretty much it. And those are the default settings which I always use. And that is being displaced with the help of this fast noise. And these are the settings which you can copy to, okay? And with the help of this merge, and obviously this merge is set to multiply, we have this sort of effect. And this effect is not present in our whole clip, okay? Now all these effects like this text, red rectangle, BG elements, all these effects are from 40th keyframe to 54th keyframe. Yes, only 14 frames are being stylized, you can say, okay? So these keyframe pattern you will see in all the merges over here, as you can see. So this was pretty much it for the background elements. Now let's head up to text. This is our main text, which is written over here as dope. Actually, this is our main text. I just instanced it like this, okay? So basically these 2 are instance text. The only thing which is de-instance here is in layout panel, the center values, so that I can transform it. Let me just show this to you, okay? So that I can transform this one. Also in the shading panel and in the outline, as you can see, we have this sort of text. Well, this is looking nice, but how is this possible? That is because if I go into shading, I have chosen in my first element, I have chosen this sort of effect. This is the appearance which comes default, which we can see here on our main text. But in the outline one, I have chosen my appearance to text outline, okay? And that gave me this sort of outline text. And with the help of that, I was getting these outlines. But then I thought that it is not looking that great. What we can change in here? So again, I came to my outline, and here I added another element which was red outline, then change its appearance to the default one, which is text fill, and then in type I changed it to gradient, and then added these 3 colors. But how am I getting this alpha'd out image instead of getting this black one? Well, if I come to my solid again, and in here you can see that I have alpha'd this out, and because of this setting, like if I increase it to 1 and then again go to gradient, it will look something like this, which is really bad. And now if I decrease the alpha over here, that will do the same technique basically, okay? So yeah, this is how you can achieve this clear background, yeah. So that is it. But I'll again come to the solid and decrease the alpha to 0, and in the gradient, and the black part is now alpha'd out, which is transparent, and these white colors are showing the white color. As simple as that, okay? And with the help of this duplicate, like this outline is just over here, and with the help of this duplicate, I was able to have 5 copies, 1 2 3 4, and there's another one, okay? And I just increase the Y value to something like 0.797. That is it. And then I merge this on top of, like, I merge this main text on top of these duplicates text over here, okay? And with the help of transform, again, why do I have this transform over here? I don't know. I just added it. I thought that I'll decrease it, and with the help of this edges set to wrap, I will be adding some cool effects, but that didn't work out. So yeah, that is why I added this transform, but in the end it didn't matter. And again, with the help of this merge and keyframes on this blend, I was able to add this on 40th keyframe. So on 39th the blend is to 0, and in 40th it's set to 1, and again in 54th keyframe it's set to 1, and on 55 it's set to 0. That is how I was able to add my text over here. And this is the same technique which I use in my merge 11 also. My blend is set like this, okay, and the same way it is set it in this rectangle also. So this is pretty easy, guys. I'll come here and you can see we have this rectangle mask over here, okay, like width, height, and corner radius and angle, all the properties are like this. But with the help, like putting this rectangle on a red background will give me something like this. And with the help of this merge set to dissolve and then gain set to something like 0.6, we will be getting this sort of really cool red strip. I don't know about you guys, but this is looking really cool to me. And with all the effects added later in the video, this is just looking really cool, really dope. Okay. And lastly, we have this background green. So this is a group node. If I double click on it, you can see we have 2 nodes, and you can group any node. Like for example, if I had this magic mask and mask paint, whatever. So we have these 2 nodes. You can click on these 2 and hit Ctrl G to group any nodes. Okay. So this way I added these 2 nodes. So we have 2 grains over here. But why do we have these 2 grains over here? Well, the first one is adding these, I don't know about YouTube compression, you might be not seeing it, but in the first one I have this really small grain, okay, really small soft textured grain, which is really simple to add. I just add a grain node and then increase the power to 8. That is it, okay. But in the next one I increase the grain size to 3, and power I just kept it as it is to 5, okay, so that both of the power will mix. And with the help of these 2 nodes, with the help of this BG grain, I was able to add this grain as texture. Okay, I have written in my notes also over here, sticky notes also over here, that this is grain texture. Okay, and now you can see that something is happening over here. We have this merge and it is loading. Let us just wait for it. And with the help of this merge, we are getting our, again, that trails output over here. How is it possible? Let's discuss that. So I left you here on the trails. After this trails, I have these 2 outputs. So again, I can come here and we can see that these 2 pipes are blue. So I can hit Alt and left click and drag it to somewhere here. I think this is looking pretty much fine. Again, just for organizational purposes, So let me just delete that, because otherwise you guys might be confused. So with the help of this output, this is the same. Okay, so the pipe router, what this does is basically this is the same output providing for this. Okay, so nothing else. So I can delete this, and we have 2 outputs over here. Let me just first discuss this color corrector one. So after this trails, I have this color corrector, and let me just view this in node, and it is doing the same thing as we were doing over here in the background, isn't it? Well, actually no, because in this color corrector you can see we have many keyframes over here. And why is that and what is that? Let me just discuss it. First of all, talking about this particular node, we have the input of trails, and also we have masked it out. Why is that? Well, we can read it over here also. Color corrected plus mask is important as it will not affect the rest of the image. What's happening in this color corrector? In this color corrector, on 39th keyframe, I have my master wheel set to like this, my saturation set to 1, and also contrast and gain, all of the things are like this. On 40th keyframe, my contrast is 1.26, my gain is 2, which you can see it's really high, and also my saturation is set to 0. So I'm again following, let me just come here, I'm again following these keyframe pattern over here, which I just showed you in all of these 3 merges, which was here on like these effects. Okay, so I am following the same on this color corrector, and this is being followed till 54 to 55th, and on 55th this is again saturated back. Okay, so this is something which you need to keep in mind while you are working with color corrector and brightness contrast also, that you need to have the effect mask enabled too. Alright, and again this color corrector is also outputting 2 pipes. One is going over here, something is happening over here with the glow, and one is also going over here. Well, what is this? So basically now I have added halftone effect. And how I have created this halftone, if I, again this is group node, if I double click on it, you can see all the nodes over here. So let me just explain this bit by bit. Here I have this ellipse. You can see on this ellipse I have this really small soft edged okay, which is masking out this black background. So if I zoom into it, you can see this is really small. With the help of that, I added a duplicate node, and with the help of this duplicate, you can see we have a series of horizontal same ellipse, and with the help of second duplicate, I have this whole canvas board covered with those black rounded ellipse. Alright, and then with the help of this transform, what I was able to do is, you can see what is happening. On this duplicate it's like this, but on this transform it's really small. So I set its edges to wrap, and then decrease the size of it to 0.15. I'll come to my viewer, hit Ctrl F to again fit it to view, and let me just, so that is pretty much it. That is how I created this halftone. I know this is not halftone at all, but just for the sake of maintaining my pace of this video, I was doing these kind of cheap tricks, you can say, for this halftone. Okay, and then this halftone's output is going into 2 inputs of brightness contrast. Well, as you can see, this one is for subject and this one is for background. What does that mean? If I click on this brightness contrast and drag it to the viewer, nothing is happening. Well, that is because once it is added to this merge, now you can see what I was talking about. So just for a moment, I'll just enable this merge over here, and nothing is happening in this merge, by the way. Okay, if you guys might wonder. So this subject brightness contrast node is doing nothing. It's just enabling me the power to have my halftone effect separated on this subject, by which I will have more control, as you can see, on the halftone effect on my subject. And this because of this brightness contrast, I'm having, let me just enable this merge also. For example, if I don't have this merge enabled, so my halftone is just affecting on the background, but because of this merge, I have that separate control of adding my halftone effect on subject separately. Okay, so you got the idea, I think. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Message me on the email. I have that in my YouTube account, I think. Yeah, it's there. And also you can message me at like any social media place. I think I might be able to answer that. And why don't you use the comment section? Okay, so because of this merge, now we have the subject, also this halftone effect for the subject separated. All right, and now this halftone effect is just working on the subject because I have this mask enabled on this merge, and this mask is of this trails. So I hope that you guys are understanding. And now with this merge, I was able to mask, first of all, add the halftone effect just to the subject, take the subject, and yeah, just mask that out. And with the help of another merge, I was able to add that, like this is our background, which I just explained you how I created this, and I was able to add the subject on top of our background with this merge. That is it. Like, that is seriously it, guys. Okay, and then this is for our background. Let me add halftone in my background also, so you can see. Okay, so yeah, something like this. After this, it's pretty simple. I added some OFX. OFX is basically after special effects. Okay, so I added a halation node, and these are the settings which I followed. A soft glow, just for the glowiness. Okay, and also a film damage, and you can see how much of a great retro look we are having over here. Okay, lastly, I added a paper texture, so I have this image, basic image, and with the help of this merge, again setting its edges to wrap, and yeah, I was able to get that texture also. And lastly, I am popping the subject out with the help of the glow and shadow node. How is that? Well, this is the second output of this color corrector. So this is the color corrector. We have the output over here, and now I am masking my glow and shadow with the help of this color corrector. So my glow and shadow is only happening in the subject. You see how creative you can get with nodes. And I really hope that this was pretty much it, and you guys might understand what I was able to make you understand. And yeah, with that, now you have one more collage animation effect, which is how to add some cool text effects and also how to add a trail animation. And yeah, by the way, lastly, I didn't told you about these nodes over here. So this is nothing. Again, this is a group node. Let me just enable it with Control P, or you can even come here in inspector. And yeah, in here nothing is like nothing's there. It's just a duplicate node over here. Okay, so we have this direct magic output, and that is plugged into the input of this duplicate. And here in the duplicate, I just have two duplicate nodes for now. And again, there are some keyframes over here, which is for this time offset. If I just play it, now you can see what is happening. We have these two duplicates. If I increase the copies, for example, to 5, you can see what is happening. So this can create a really cool effect without trails. Now you can see what is happening, right? So this can only be achieved by this duplicate node. And this way you will have some duplicates. I'll again disable it because I'm not using it. Now I have this transform, I don't know why, but it's just here. And this is again a node which might look very tedious, but it's really simple. Once I again break it down to you guys, let me just do it. So this is again a group node. Let me just enable it. Colorful Mask is its name. And again, we have the magic mask direct input. First of all over here, okay, that we understand, but what's next? Well, then we have this input of brightness contrast in here, and with this brightness contrast we have these masks over here. Okay, for this background, so first of all we have this background, and this background have a mask of this direct magic mask. So with the help of it and a transform, what you can do is you can create some really cool effect. So if I come over here and the last merge and show this to you, so you can create this sort of an effect. See, this is so cool. You can use that. Lastly, we have this tracker node over here. And why do we have this tracker node over here? So I just thought, what if, like right now, these trails are not particularly attached to the image, right? They are just happening like anything. Okay, so I don't want this to happen like anything and do all that kind of stuff. Let me just bring it here onto 40th frame and let me just play. So it will take some time to load, no issues. Let me just bring my tracker node. Let me just connect this to here and put it over here. So you can put over here and take the direct input of the clip, or maybe this color corrected version 1, because it will be, why not? Or maybe brightness contrast, because it will have some more contrast in it that's connected to the what is this, like input or whatever. Yeah, input, connected to the input. Now let's see the tracker. First of all, we need to track the tracker itself. So for that, what you can do is basically come over here in this tracker, put the tracker onto the spot where you want it to track the whole image. Then select adaptive mode to best match, I think, or maybe no, none. Path center to pattern center. Maybe don't do anything. Just come over here and click on this track forward. That is it. So it will track the whole clip, and that's it. That's why I love Davinci Resolve. It's so fast and quick. Now we have the input, and now we have the tracked data. Now onto this foreground, what you can do is you can attach this input over here, and this is our subject basically. So you can attach your subject onto your merge, and now maybe it should work. I don't know, I'm not sure. First of all, I think nothing will work. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, that's because in operation we have set to none. Let me just choose match move, and now it should work. So are you guys ready? Let me just play, and also let me just mask this out. Maybe no that is not working at all. So yeah, let me just play. Let's see what is happening. All right, so this is the problem which I was getting with Trackeer. I don't know what's the solution of it, but it is basically its pivot point is not corrected, I think, or something like that. But now you can see that these trails are not tracked and attached to the clip, which is really nice. Maybe instead of taking this, let me just take this and put it over here. Yeah, now this is better. So I don't know why it's moving. Maybe instead of match move, we should choose something else. FG for BG, apply mode is normal. So that's why I just disabled it, because I don't know how to use this tracking method in it. But with the help of this tracking method, you can see it's looking really cool, and it's creating a really dope effect, okay, as the title says. But you can mess with that around and get a really cool effect. Maybe add a transform node after it, or doing something like this. But yeah, so that is pretty much it. Now you can see that this is tracked to the image. See, this is why. But again, we will not add this, so I'll hold shift and remove it. Okay, and I'll just remove this and this again, attach this to the clip. So yeah, that is pretty much it, guys, and I hope that again I was able to make you understand. But again, this whole file is available for free. Yes, this whole file is available for free on the link provided in the description below. What you need to do is basically just come over here in the main footage, add your footage, okay, delete this one, add your main footage, then connect it with brightness contrast and this pipe router, and in magic mask delete this stroke mode, okay. So this will basically clear all strokes, and obviously choose clear all strokes. Then come to your master frame, and then again add a key like stroke which I added over here, okay, like this. Add your keystroke, see if it's working properly or not, do some changes and add again. Then track it forward and then reverse. Then come to this matte and play with the aerodilate, gamma and threshold settings, and then you will be getting the same effect which I did. And that is it. After this magic mask and main footage, like whole node will change according to your clip, okay, because I have done all the things for you. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this one, guys. I hope to see you in the next one, and this one's for again collage animation. I think this is second video of that series. I'm really sorry, I'm not getting enough time to make videos of like on this topic and also on other topics. I have so much in my mind and so much to do, but again, I'm really sorry because I didn't create this effect from scratch. Yeah, this is how much I can do for you guys. And yeah, by the way, I added a poll also, like should I create the effects from scratch or should I break them down. So yeah, go and vote that out also, so that I'll be knowing you guys better. You want to know how to create those effects from scratch, or how to just I just give a breakdown and you can play with on your own. So yeah, all that kind of effect. And lastly, again, this file is available on the link provided in the description below, and yeah, go check that out, take that link and change your main footage and play with magic mask, and you will be getting the same result which I have over here. Okay, thank you so much for watching till the end. If you're watching here, you are a real pro. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So like this video, subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell so that you can never miss any upcoming videos. I will be creating really awesome content. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.